So what does NASA, Bedrest, and depression all have in common? Well, we're going to find out this week on this week's video. Well, what's up, champions? My name is Jeff Roby, your personal life coach, giving you the tools and strategies and inspiration to help you move closer to your full potential. I hope that you're having a most beautiful week this week. But before we get started, if you like this video, hit the like button, leave a comment, just say hi. Hey Jeff, what's up? Smash the subscribe button, hit the bell notification. That way you can get notified every time that I drop a video weekly for you guys. So let's get into it. So going back several years, NASA has been doing a series of Bedrest tests. Say that 3 times fast. Bedrest tests, Bedrest. You guys get it. It's a mouthful. So they've been running a series of Bedrest tests all over the world, trying to simulate conditions of what extended periods of weightlessness does to the human body. In these tests, often the beds were actually tilted at a 6-degree angle towards the head, and the participants, for no reason, were allowed to get out of bed or any of their body parts. These tests would usually run anywhere from 60 upwards of even 90 days. The participants were paid fairly well for their time, being that they were stuck in some lab somewhere for a couple months, and even in some cases they were actually paid upwards of $18,000 for their time. Not too bad for sitting in bed all the time, sleeping in bed. NASA ran these tests for a couple different reasons. One being that running these tests on actual astronauts in space for an extended long period of time would have been fairly complex and difficult, and also time consuming and also very expensive doing things up in space. And also they were just trying to figure out what effects would it have on the human body, so that way they can protect astronauts when they do these extendedly long missions to space. So they're trying to protect the astronauts up there. So what did they find? So after sifting through the data, they found that the participants on average, after they completed their Bedrest study, would slowly raise them up out of bed onto their feet, and their heart rates actually skyrocketed. And in some cases, they were as high as 150 beats per minute, and would often experience lightheadedness, or they almost collapsed, which was quite remarkable considering the fact that these participants were generally healthy individuals. On top of this, they experienced significant muscle loss, being that they were limited to their muscle and cardiovascular engagement. This would make sense. Participants had to engage in intense physical therapy to begin the process of regaining not only their muscle, but also their endurance and stamina. However, there were some other negative drawbacks on the human condition during these trials that they actually discovered. They noticed a significant increase in anxiety and also depression as time kind of seemed to just slip away day by day while being in their beds, which does seem, at least at a surface level, to be counterintuitive to what this gig was actually going to be. Paradise. I mean, getting paid to be in bed all the time, not having to hit the snooze alarm, just wake up like, all right, I'm at work. I mean, sweet deal, right? No, because as the days turned into weeks, turned into months, it seemed almost as if they were stuck in an eternal bed of just aimlessness, where their minds kind of began to wander and despair almost. I think Marcus Aurelius really put it best. He said one time, pleasures, when they go past a certain limit, are but punishments. That's deep. That's so good, I'm going to say it again. Pleasures, when they go past a certain limit, are but punishments. But good news is, however, all the participants involved, they were able to make a full recovery and return back into society full and healthy. So that was the good news. So what can we get from this story? What kind of parallels can we draw from it? So let's think about it. So how would you feel about the sweet deal of getting paid to be lazy, just chillaxing all the time? I mean, good deal? Would you think it's a bad deal? Let's think about your retirement. How do you view yourself in your retirement years? Let's hypothetically, if you had unlimited resources, if you could go anywhere, you could do anything, you could be anyone, where would you go? What would you do? Who would you be? Would you spend your time lounging around all day watching TV or watching YouTube or maybe scrolling through the endless miles and miles on Facebook or checking your Twitter? Or maybe you would spend your time, traveling the world, seeing her and all her beauty, also all the food too, and also some good dancing too. Or maybe you would spend your time maybe working with a nonprofit organization, trying to make the world a better place. So what would you do? How would you spend your time? From looking at what happens to the body over a really fairly short amount of time of an inactivity, we can clearly see the negative impact it leaves on both the mind, the body, and the spirit. Which actually reminds me of a quote from Buddha. He one time said, "To be idle is a short road to death, but to be diligent is a way of life." So, I ask you at home, are you spending your time being idle? Or are you using your time, body, and resources in a manner that will actually add value to your life and also those around you? When was the last time you went to the gym, get a few pumps in, or maybe went on a nature hike, or maybe even read a book? When was the last time you picked up a book? Which, confession time, I always get excited about all these books that I'm reading, so I always pick up oh, that's a good book, so I'll pick it up, start reading, pick up another book, start reading, oh, that one looks good, so I'm in the middle of 6 books right now, and so I need to zero in on one and get it to the finish line, and then start on the next one. So that's my confession for the week, guys. I need to finish the books I start. So yeah, when was the last time you picked up and read a good book? When was the last time that you called up an old friend and just to chat and say, just see how they were doing? When was the last time that you wrote a letter to a loved one, telling them how much you appreciate them, that you love them, that you care about them? I know we're in the digital age, guys. We can send our tweets and our texts and DMs on the drop of a hat. But there is something to be said about the written letter of taking the time out of your day to say, hey, I was thinking about you. I love you. I care about you. Hope you're doing well. Can't wait to see you again. And there's something to say in that. And so, yeah, it's just food for thought. Or even, when was the last time you just told a coworker, hey dude, hey ma'am, you did a great job? Because guys, it's just like the old saying goes, if you don't use it, you lose it. And I don't want you guys to lose out on life. It's so beautiful. So guys, to leave you with a challenge. All right, here we go. I want you to take stock of how you're spending your time. And I want you to think about ways that you can get your mind, your body, and spirit, and also relationally, figure out ways to engage those various muscles and how can you grow them so that way you can be a better you. And also love on those around you. But like always, guys, you're a diamond in the making, champions. Keep being you, keep being awesome, and until next time, I love you.